Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Mac Jones, rough one versus Dallas. We are going to grind through it. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. So before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of this channel. If you're interested in getting even more Quarterback School content and supporting the channel, hop over to the Quarterback School Patreon community. I really appreciate your support. The link is in the video description. As for this video, here we go. All right, y'all, we're really doing it. Mac Jones versus the Cowboys right out the gate, play action. Hit the tight end over the ball. Looking good. We're rolling. Enjoy it early. From the back here, you can see the play action, what Ford does to a side here with the motion. Wrap that thing right around 55. On the body, on the break. Henry had a nice little game, actually. Really nice catch later in the game. But you can see here what this does as far as we're going to talk a lot about options and plans and what we're doing here. But when you get 4 to a side, so we have 4 eligibles out over here. We got the back. And essentially these 3 tight end types to me. We're going to come up and we're just going to wrap this right around the kind of flow of the backers. So even though it's middle field closed, catch some iteration of 3 zone, you're going to have the flow of these 4 all going to one side is going to allow this thing to open up right over the ball. You connect it with some play action, some motion, get the ball out quickly. Nice rhythm to it, one hitch on the body, on the break. Love it. The ability to work between the numbers, between the hashes, take advantage of that space. You know, if they're going to go big body, tight end type stuff, play action, just a really nice job from Mac Jones. Again, just pay attention to the rhythm and the feet. So play fake, back foot, all his cleats in the ground, quick hitch, ball's out. Right on him. That's where we got to live if we're Mac Jones and the Patriots. Get it out quickly. Next one here, 3rd and 5. Mac Jones, the playmaker. A little short motion up top. We're going to get the 3 and the 1 running into each other. Some clown cars. But Mac Jones, break, contain, find the open kind of scrambled drill, continuation of the over. That's a nice little move at the end, too. Put him in a blender. Again, this is about as good as it's going to get for Mac Jones. You see the plan to take away the double mug A with the back. Not there. Got to go. And I mean, right here, showing some touch. Get outside the pocket, out of structure. It's really nice. I mean, if we could find a way to live in this world, great. I think this scheme is tough for me. And again, I'm not going to pretend to tell you that I know exactly what this is. This looks almost like I want to call it like medium mesh. So I think of mesh as like at 5 yards-ish. This to me is more like take too long mesh and more like double overs. And again, it doesn't help when they run into each other. But I mean, you compound that with, it's 3rd and 5. You know, the check down is going to be happening in the same area. It's just bizarre spacing more than anything else. But I think right here, Mac Jones overcomes it. You know, you got guys running into each other. That's a terrible feeling playing quarterback right there. When you go to look at it, now you got to go. And again, nice job playing through it, finding some space. That's a really nice chunk. It's a hell of a spin move at the end as well. A little extra as he falls through the ground. But man, I mean, right here, I really like bringing the back up like this to take away the surge of that A-gap pressure from double mug. But I think it's worth paying attention. Just look at his feet. Okay, so there's no panic. It's not there. No, got to go. Like there's a good time clock. There's a nice touch throw right there, right up on the face. I mean, let's go. Keep it going, Mac Jones. Next one here, 3rd and 1. And we can start to see some of what I'm going to say are the issues that kind of surge up in this game as far as the footwork, moving backwards, turning down throws, skipping reads. So again, always worth acknowledging and stating the caveat. We're not in the meeting room. We don't know for sure how they're reading this. I can tell you that historically, where I've been, almost a third of the league, well, over a third of the league at one point, this play is read out flat to shallow. And so some iteration of like a crummy power pass where we're trying to go here, it's almost always paired with some iteration of a corner. And then you kind of see that corner, kind of 1A. So it's essentially it's 1 here and then 2 to something in this area. Okay, it can be we're running spot, it can be snag, or it can be shallow from the other side. So this is often 2. Okay, so 1 to 2. And it all kind of like happens in your face as you do like a pseudo fake here. And you're lined up over here to throw the flat to the shallow. And then kind of the like last chance thing is like, back pile on, almost like half throwaway. So for me here, the most important thing here is I don't think the flat is there, but I do think the shallow is there. And then if you're going to skip the shallow, put your foot in the ground and throw it where you want. You don't have to back up here. Now, it's really close to a nice throw. And again, I think Mac Jones has some nice touch, but we can't be skipping reads down here. That's a touchdown, right? At the bottom of the screen. I mean, they don't score a touchdown all day. Throw the shallow to 1. He's there. You can see the timing of it. Flat, shallow. And Mac Jones just plays it a little fast. It's going fast for him right now. And then his feet let him down. He starts backing up, and we miss the throw a little bit. But watch the timing here from the back. You can see he's kind of through the shallow. So he's already off the flat before he hits that back foot. He's playing too fast. You got to give that thing the drop. So at the top of the drop, flat. No. Now to the shallow. The shallow's there. Throw it. Right down the hash. Throw it. Throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it. Instead, we're backing up. And again, 11's a really good player. We get beat inside at left tackle. Not good. And it's close to a good throw. It's just, it's not a good enough throw. And that's a big, long guy who can make a lot of catches like that. And it's too far for him. And I think the worst part is missing the shallow, if I'm being honest. And I think it's pretty evident right here that he's just playing it too quick. Watch his head. He's off the flat before he's at the top of his drop. He's already at the shallow. And he doesn't even give the shallow a hitch. He's already off of it. It's 3rd and 1. Damn. Next one here. A little crosser down here to the bottom slot. Gesicki again. This is nice ball placement. I think, again, you start to see what I would classify as like the crumbling of the footwork. And I get it. 11 is a hurricane. He's a menace. And he's a game wrecker on every level. And it's a nice completion. But you can see here not only maybe some limitations of the arm strength, but just kind of the underlying technique. Watch Mac Jones's footwork. So 1, 2, 3, right there. You got to hang there. Keep that strong base. We're moving back. We're drifting back. And he makes the throw because the throw is what? 20 yards? Right over the ball? And it's a tight window. It's a nice throw. As opposed to taking that firm base, maybe sliding to your right and driving the ball and staying kind of poised and strong with your footwork. So watch this thing from the back. You can really see kind of just like the fadeaway. And again, y'all, watch the center. Okay, 11 is a menace. He is a game wrecker. And hit your back foot. If you got to buy time to the right and throw it and drive it. Because we're not going to be able to make a lot of throws besides this throw and like a check down with our foot like that. Whew. Next one here, 3rd and 14. I thought this was a really nice throw from Mac Jones. We're going to throw the corner stop up top to 7. And I think this shows a few things. One, I think it shows Mac Jones' capacity to drive the ball a little bit. I also think it really exposes where maybe this offense is deficient, both on the perimeter and just on like the attention to detail at some of these things, because it's 3rd and 14. You can't throw a 13-yard completion on a route like this. It's not acceptable. And that's the first part. So this one I'm going to call corner stop, right on the numbers, top of the numbers, whatever their landmark is. Really nice job. If it's 3rd and 14, you've got to get past the sticks. Just look at the difference down here on the depth. Okay, so that to me, this is how, speaking from an experience from a guy who played for a lot of teams, this is why you play for a lot of teams. Things don't work out like this. You've got to be able to do these little detailed things with the route running to reward your quarterback, to reward your offense. I mean, look at the route down here to the bottom. I'm not saying it's open. I'm saying the depth of it. See it past the sticks? Now up top. I mean, you just can't catch that ball for a non-first down. It cannot happen. It's unacceptable at this level to do stuff like that, and it's not winning football, and it's how you get your ass beat and really beat down. Because it's never going to get better than drop 8, triple team 11, ever, pass pro wise. I still think the back of his drop. I like how he's lined up a little bit. But again, he's kicking back. Everything feels like it's going in the wrong direction footwork-wise. And it's just weird from a guy you would consider, I consider more polished than that. Next one here, just an absolute brutal play. Okay, so we'll talk about the design. We'll talk about the offensive architecture. But the ability that it's not there, just the, it's tough sometimes not knowing where people are behind you. I think that's why, you see a lot of guys who are probably more creative and do this consistently outside the pocket creating, that have the capacity to kind of peek back and look back to see if there's anybody there when they go. But I mean, you hope that you have a little bit better awareness than that. You obviously have to be able to protect the ball, but it's tough. You don't know that they're there. No excuse. Got to find a way to protect it. I think it's worth at least acknowledging from my standpoint. I think this kind of play design is not great, Bob. And so what I mean by that is, essentially, at the end of the day, this is 4 verticals. Okay, they get to some iteration of 4 verticals here. But how they get there is so crummy. Like, I mean, they're running like seam here. They're running like wheel here. They're running seam here. And they're running like rail here. And it ends up being like a fallout. Okay, I think 4 verticals versus closed in a heavy personnel, great. Like, I think that's a good call. When it's not there, so you play fake, it's not there. Play fake, you're trying to hit the seams, it's not there. The ball has to go to the back. Boom, get it to the back. And so when he goes to move it's tough sometimes when you see things like when you see the pocket open up and you just kind of drift that way. But not only do you have to have a play clock, you just have to have that understanding, especially versus this type of defense. Hey, if they take it away and get depth in their coverage, just check it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not there, down. And again, I would prefer the back to get out faster, but they're doing like fake draw. So it's not going to be that fast regardless. It's just tough. I mean, there's not a whole lot of coaching points other than saying, hey, you got to really understand that there are people coming from behind. The cavalry is coming inside out usually. And to just have an understanding that, at the top of your drop, get out. The other thing, coaching point here for me is, and it's different for every team. Okay, but I think a nice way to do it, and this is not running back school. First of all, I'm not a fan of this like lead draw because how slow it is. But if we want to live in this world, fine. I just like to tell these guys, and again, it's tough versus this team. Now, I don't see 11 out there, so this is a great time to call this. But if 11's out here, you think, oh man, he's probably going to chip or flipper 11 on the way into his check down, so you're not going to have it fast regardless. But if he's not out there, you really want these guys to understand, hey, it's a play fake on your stem to your route. It's not like, I think people do themselves a disservice in the running back world thinking, I got to skip through here, la, 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 la. I'll check my people, and then I'll go. And it's like a chill route. You're running a 10-yard out from back here. So you got to go. And so, all that being said, Mac Jones, hold on to the ball. Sometimes easier said than done. But you can see how see how he hits that like right 2 button or whatever the hell it's called nowadays. That to me is not helping us. Oh man, that's tough. Tough. Next one here, 3rd and 5. Little short motion to wide bunch. This is going to be 3x1 4 verticals for me at the bottom. So the 3 verticals to the bottom and then a shallow coming from up top. This is a staple play in the league for a long time. I really, really like this play. I do not like Mac Jones' footwork. I think the easiest and kind of cleanest way to say it is it just looks totally unsettled. Like it's shockingly unpolished. Where's he looking? Right there. His feet are to the left. Even more to the left. Now we're going to go throw it to the right. I mean, it just, none of it makes sense. And really fortunate, that could easily have been a pick. Interceptable and turnover-worthy play. And if I'm going to come at the play calling, and y'all, I'm guilty of coming at play calling for sure on this channel. And I think oftentimes it's justified. But this play, so the special, the seam, and the go, and I don't know if they switch or swap release it, it doesn't really matter. The bones of this play right here is a great play. I personally prefer to read it man 1, man 2, zone 1, zone 2, and if you like it, take a shot on the outside to the kind of check down 3 in everything. That's how I personally would read it. I think it's there to the shallow. It's 3rd and 5. You got a potential runaway. Now, it would be nice if he actually ran away from the guy a little bit. That's not my favorite shallow run. And what I mean by that is the term that you'll often hear in like wide receiver teaching is stair step them. So come across with some speed, give him something, and then come across again. You can't just like run like this kind of like, it's not like that looks like, I don't know, like middle schoolish. We got to create some separation, get some wiggle. Give me something. And again, Mac Jones's footwork is never going to allow this to be successful very consistently. It's not how you see anybody who plays quarterback in the league. I mean, starter, backup on a roster doesn't look like that. That is not it. This is regression. And it's happening like in real time in this game because it only gets worse. Next one here, 1st and 10. This is post wheel up top, tight end on like the crosser. And we get what I'm going to call a panic check down. Okay, I understand why he maybe gets off the launch point, but you can easily reset. So up, and I don't even think he has to move. I mean, maybe the right tackle's getting pushed back. Just move up in the pocket. And again, I know it's easy with a clicker. Okay, don't come at me sideways. I understand that. Just hitch up, reset, and throw it to the tight end. Or if you don't like where 14 is, hitch up, and throw it to the check down. But you can't do that. You can't throw like a weird half shovel at the feet of the back. What are we doing? Nothing about Mac Jones says that I would expect this. Post wheel, there it is. This is where I think the ball should go, probably to what I'm going to call the crosser. And then it ends up being, the check down is there too. But again, you give yourself no chance when you are panicking like this in the pocket. Like I could only imagine being Mac Jones and watching this film the next day. Holy shit. Or like Bill putting this up in front of the team. I would be terrified. I mean, circle Mac Jones, call him out and say, we cannot win with this type of quarterback footwork. Nothing about this is something that you see in the league. You just don't see people run off and throw grounders. I mean, right? Like that's as bad of a throw as you'll ever see. And I get it. It's like kind of like a half flick shovel. Just reset up and throw it to the tight end. Reset up, throw it to the check down. You can't panic like that. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, support the channel, get even more Quarterback School content. In addition, we've got Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep, detailed dives on my favorite football topics. Everything from RPOs, tempos, pass protection, how to beat every single coverage is the best-selling course, and then we even have an entire offensive system available. So if you're interested in any and all of those things, you enjoy how I talk and teach ball, you will love the courses. Get over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources linked in the video description. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, 2nd and 20. A little Haas wide juke. Escape the pocket to the right. Throw back to the converted hitch. You think you've seen this play played every single way possible. Mac Jones bringing us something new. Certainly don't recommend throwing the ball like this across the field. I know it's become more prevalent nowadays. I think the guys who do this normally have different types of arms than Mac Jones. But again, you be the judge. Does he have to go here? That's the first part. Up and over. Okay, you're being creative already. Get outside the pocket, create. Boy, that is living on the edge. And I mean, he almost runs out of club there. That's a Tebow. We catch it at our ankles. It ends up being a nice play. It ends up being kind of living on the edge, foreshadowing to danger that we see later. But I mean, it's tough out there. Well, where do you want him to go with the ball too? Okay, so let's talk through Haas wide juke. I think I have a full video on this. Everybody knows this play. To me, these are hitches. The Haas part of it. Haas Y juke. And really, it doesn't matter who the juker is. Probably should have done that in a different marker. Seams by the number 2, and then the juke over the ball. Definitely should have done that in a different marker. The juke over the ball. Okay, so hitch, seams, juke. If you catch open like this, different ways to read it, different people. I used to just say, F it, I'm going to go to the juke. Some people, depending on the depth of the safety, will say, hey, pick a seam and work the seam or work the double verticals on the outside because those hitches convert versus cloud corners normally. So you have options, okay? But at the top of the drop here, drop 8, where do you want the ball to go? You know what kills Haas Y juke? Drop 8. You know, maybe if you're working the seam up top, you can hit it. I don't know. This is just living on the edge. And the thing about it for me is, I mean, he doesn't even throw it to the easy guy. If you're going to throw it across the field, throw it to, 88 throwing up the double mailbox. It's 10 yards shorter of a throw. It's just one of those things where the risk to me is so significant unless you know you can make it and you've got unbelievable arm talent. I just don't think that there's really ever a reason to go from essentially numbers to outside the numbers. Tough. I mean, you can see the limitations here, I think, more than anything on arm strength, on the ability to create. Yes, he is. But man, we know what happens later. Another really bizarre one for me and Mac Jones here. This to me is slant flat down here to the bottom and stick up top. That's just flat and like a outside turning hitch. Whatever side you work, somebody's open. And so this to me just looks like, it almost like this type of play or run looks like what happens in like a high school game where the quarterbacks have been hurt and you put in like the really good baseball player and he's like, oh shit, this is different. I didn't know that they were coming to tackle me on the drop. I mean, it is that kind of bizarre. It really is. I don't know if I can recall seeing it on a Sunday. So to me here, if you're working the bottom, the slant is there. Okay, that's just slant flat. If you're working up top, the flat is there right here. So, I mean, these are both like essentially primaries. Like this is one, it kind of happens at the same time, but you're throwing it to the flat. This right here is a premium look to throw a slant. Middle field closed. This a big window. Let the flat defender run by here. Get him out of here with the flat. And I mean, it's easy. This is 3-step under center, y'all. What's happening? We are imploding. This is nasty. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's almost, if the back was like lead blocking, I would say it's quarterback draw, but the back is running a fucking check down. What's happening? What? I can't make sense of it. Oh my God. These are some rough plays that we're stacking over each other now. So from the back again, I mean, you can see here the time. This is immediate. It's an immediate run. 1, 2, 3, run. I mean, it's you. I don't know. I mean, I guess I would do that if it was like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and you just felt like, oh, I'm just going to go get it myself. But like, I don't know how you would ever even see this. You shouldn't have your eyes down here. There's no way you would see this if you're throwing a slant or if you're throwing a flat. I can't understand it. Next one here, 77 seconds left, second quarter, 2-minute situation. We're just going to bail from the pocket. There's no reason to go. We're then going to throw an absolute disaster pick 6. This is the type of stuff that will just make people lose their mind and sometimes lose your job, whether it's coaching, playing, whatever. There's no reason to go. Throwing the ball back again outside the numbers across the field. This time, pick 6. And it's disgusting when you look at it from the wide. It's actually worse because not only are you just bailing. So first watch him just bail. There's no reason to go. And that's not like dash right where we're trying to like get the edge. To me, he's just bailing there. There are plays where you set it up and go, but then you couple that with the fact that, okay, that's bad, right? Like this bad football, we're just bailing. Then you couple that with, okay, if we're working up top, this is there. That's a throw. That's that's a completion. If you're working to the bottom, I don't necessarily know what the number 3 is doing, but this number 2 is going like back corner. It's a big play. Now, I don't know if he's got the club for that, but this is a big hit. We can throw that. We're getting opportunities to throw it down the field. You could even make the argument that this is there with whatever that is. I mean, there are options on both sides. So when there are options on both sides like this, we don't have to know the read. Someone should be getting the ball. Look up top. That's open on a little hinge. Now look down here to the bottom. Now, Gesicki takes forever, and I don't love having a tight end run a double move. Right? I mean, I'm assuming that's a double move. It might not. It might be him just scrambling, and it takes so long. I think that's actually probably what it is. But I mean, you come right there. You let that thing rip to Gesicki maybe. So certain guys in the league would. I mean, I don't know what is the concept down here to the bottom. Nobody knows. Jesus. Just an absolute dumpster fire and just embarrassing, really. I think from a quarterback perspective, acknowledging the fact that I can't tell what's happening on one side of the field, never great. Not great, Bob. But this right here, there's no way you should be going anywhere. That's a good pocket. Hang in there and throw it. I mean, there's just no way, there's no reason to do that. And if you don't like it, just move over and throw it to the check down eventually. Tell his ass to get out faster, but this is just, you have no chance to win when you're turning the ball over like this. No chance. Same quarter, different 2-minute situation, 3rd and 8. We're going to bail again from the pocket. I mean, what is happening here? The Cowboys are just giving Mac Jones nightmares. And really, this should be another pick. The best player on this play is the lady down here on the bottom left. Watch this reaction. She's loving it. Oh, I don't know. He's terrible right now. I mean, this is bad. Again, we're bailing. There's no reason to bail. It's a sail with a backside in. And then again, I mean, look at this. This could easily have been another pick. Maybe not easily, but it could have been another pick. Holy moly. This play is something that I would bet Mac Jones has run hundreds of times, if not thousands of times. Sail with whatever on the outside, it doesn't matter, post or go, with a backside in. So he could easily let this go with anticipation, or he could just throw this too. I mean, they're all there. Both of those are there. Both of those are what I would consider must be makeable throws for NFL quarterback. Now, again, does it happen as fast as I would like in the slot up top? No. But the end is open down here to the bottom. And that's NFL open. Just throw it. No reason to bail. Certainly no reason to do that. Put it in harm's way again. I mean, she's loving it. I don't know. It's amazing. What's going on? Wow. And again, I just can't get past. It's one of those things where sometimes I'm like, man, I don't know what the read is. I don't want to toss this cat under the bus. This could be any number of different things. 90 flashes some white there color-wise, but your eyes shouldn't be there. Just take your drop and throw it on time in structure. And then this decision outside the pocket. I mean, oh my God, get lucky. Next one here, 3rd and 3. Now this is a hell of a catch, but it also shows for me that Mac Jones can get up in the pocket and reset his feet. I mean, that's what we should have been doing all day. And I get it. It's easier said than done. And when you're getting hit, it really does impact how you play the position. But I mean, he's able to come back from halftime, do this. I mean, that's a hell of a throw. It's a better catch, and it's certainly a penalty grabbing his right arm. But this is how we got to operate in the pocket. And this is how you have to get back to it immediately. Henry's the number 3 up top. You got inside leverage, throw the corner. It's good coverage. The guy's right in his hip. Everything except grabbing his arm. But that has to be a perfect throw. It's a very good throw. It's a better catch. But for me, and the reason it's on this video is not only because it's a great play, but to watch him in the pocket. This looks like an NFL quarterback, right? There's pressure. Guys are running past you. You got to step up, reset, throw it with some touch, give your guy a chance. Good things happen. Let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 5. Another weird pocket decision for me with Mac Jones. Take this drop, and it looks like he's just running out of there as opposed to letting this thing develop. He's not the athlete that can make people miss in space. He runs right into the guy. I also think it's crazy bizarre that none of the linemen rush over there and help him up. That's just me, maybe more than anything else, but I think it's worth paying attention to. You see your quarterback on the ground like that and a dude standing over him, you better run your ass over there and pick him up. Maybe that's just me. Maybe you can infer whatever you want into that, but it bothers me when I see it on film. Now, concept-wise here, I also don't love it. And I'll tell you what I don't love about it. I like this play. So first, let me tell you what the play is. The play for me is like a rub, whip, arrow here. So this comes in and he's trying to rub here so that we can get the rail there. Okay, you combo that with what I'm going to call an over here and an in. Okay, I like that play. Okay, now let me tell you what's wrong with how they do it. He's too wide. Okay, way too wide for me. This needs to be a condensed split to actually get in here and impact a pick or rub. This takes forever back here. So because he's wide and slow, we're now wide and slow, then that's never a real option. These two are stacked, so they're kind of too close together. There's no real separation here on the in and the over. And then the next layer to that is the check down. I prefer a check down to come this way and out the back door. When he comes into it up here, everything is jumbled. So let me say it again. We're too far out here, so then we're here. This takes too long, so we're out there. The check down comes into the same lane, and then the over is right here. That spacing sucks. Sucks more than my drawing. So I get the fact that there's not a lot of great options here, but you still can't hit your back foot and run like this, dog. You just can't. It's not it's just not Mac Jones's game. He's not a guy who's going to get vertical, make somebody miss, and have go make a 50-yard run. It's just not going to happen. And then not picking him up, man, that it does. And I get it. It's just me, but it's my channel, and you got to suffer through it with me. I mean, why? Just play it out. Reset up. Tight end might come open. You might be able to rip it right there. Man, tough day. 4th and 2, another disaster. This time trying to throw a flat up top to 7. Now, first and foremost, can't make this throw. Never open. All sorts of bad. We're going backwards. Look at our feet. Man, the feet at the back of the drop. This is literally like an anti-clinic. Back foot. Watch his back foot. Right on the star too, of course. Moving backwards. It's just not how the position is ever played. All your momentum going the wrong way, especially when you already throw change-ups, super interceptable type throws. And, okay, I think that the scheme's not helping us either. Okay, so I already said it's on the quarterback, okay? But we can also say that if this is going to be the flat runner, and we're going to essentially have what I'm going to say are glorified clears. So whether this is this is to the corner, these guys, in my opinion, should be looking to pick or rub whoever they think has the number 3 in man-to-man coverage. It's 4th and 2. You're going to get man-to-man coverage. I mean, it's easy to see middle field closed man. So if that's the case, and if this player has the number 3 right here in man-to-man, one of these guys, if not both of these players, should be trying to run into his lane. Do not allow him to just bubble over the top or run straight down at the flat. So this route, to me, doesn't have the detail of what I would expect for a pick or rub 4th and 2 play. So just watch the number 1. I mean, he's just running. He's avoiding people. He looks like he's going out there to win in one-on-one drills in camp. That ain't it, dog. What are we doing? Got no chance. I mean, just totally disconnected with the quarterback's footwork. I mean, the quarterback's footwork is just 3. There's no reason to go backwards. End up throwing a changeup inside. Just bummer. And I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's 4th and 2, incompletion. They're going to get the ball 10 yards difference. But still, nothing about that footwork is going to be successful in the league. Damn. Last one here, 3rd and 6. This is actually, I showed this play earlier. This is 3 verticals with the shallow up top. So 3 verticals down here to the bottom, shallow up top. This time the shallow is wide ass open, and we can't get there because we're inventing footwork in the pocket here, going backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, toesy, backwards, moving around, falling back. I mean, we're missing by yards. That could easily be picked. I just look at this footwork. Backwards, falling away. Late over the middle. Just a disaster. And again, I've already drawn this up, but I mean, it's got good runaway options. I mean, I like this type of play. I don't necessarily love having 88 for the Patriots be the guy who's running that kind of like fast special or over. He's just not fast enough for me. But I mean, you can't get more open than this shallow at the bottom. Throw it, dog. Just stand in there and throw it. We can't airball fadeaways like that. And I get it. It's not easy to stand in the pocket and make throws, but you can't play quarterback going backwards like that all day. Cannot. So that is a wrap. Mac Jones, disaster. I mean, can't sugarcoat it. Can't put it any other way. There were some nice throws sprinkled in there, but overall, that state of play is not good enough at any level. And I think it really starts and stops with the pocket presence and the footwork kind of tethered together. It looked like things were just going fast, which is a little weird for a guy known as quote unquote like a processor, but things going fast. The footwork, I think the easiest way to describe it and maybe the most concise way is just unsettled. So not only are we moving backwards, but we're kind of like where everything is bouncing. Nothing feels firm in the ground. There's the base part of it was just completely loose, cracked, and just really in disarray. And that allowed him to just struggle and then continue to struggle. And then we kind of made it even worse by not even giving things time to develop and just almost like taking off. Things you just don't see very often, if ever, on Sundays. So really a bummer. It will be fascinating to see how he bounces back from this because I don't think there's been anything up until this point that would point to a performance like this. And I get it that Dallas is really good on defense. I get it. And they've got a game wrecker up there, no doubt about it. And performances like this usually don't allow people to continue to play very often. That's just the truth of it. So maybe it comes back and it's just a once off and it is what it is and we put it in the vault and we don't have to worry about it again. But man, we have to get it solved immediately. Like yesterday at practice, immediately. And so it's just one of those things that you grind through the tape, you acknowledge it is what it is. It's not good enough. It's fixable, hopefully. And then we go from there. All right. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.